Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are playing some Modern today.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, Corey, you spent your weekend in Milwaukee playing the Nerd Rage Gaming Modern Trial.
Yep.
Which had an interesting champion in Sultai Infect.
Yeah, I was only trying to win that tournament so then we could make a deck list show about Grixis Death Shadow. You know, I figured that was the main event going on, so if I won it, we could probably do a Grixis Death Shadow Gauntlet. I came up short and took 20 seconds, so I guess we'll have to play this other deck that won.
Okay. Came up short, took 20 seconds is a bit of an understatement. You came up well short.
Hey!
21 short.
6-2 was the same record that top 8 did. As I was, but it was just a lot of 6-2s, and my breakers were trash.
Sounds like you took your losses early.
I was 2-2.
But Sultai Infect taking down the trophy. This is a deck that top 8'd an event. Was it the Invitational that top 8'd? There was another paper event that
I've never seen this deck, to be fair. Like, I honestly, since the Invitational, that gap, I haven't been as focused on the Modern results. So
there was one big event where one Sultai Infect deck top 8'd. Because I remember writing about this deck about a month ago. There was a week where a bunch of linear decks did well, and that was what my article was about, was like, which of these linear decks do I think is real, which not? And not to toot my own horn, but exactly to toot my own horn, I did call the Sultai Infect deck real.
Okay.
And because I realized, and it's not that it was very difficult to realize, that Phyrexian Crusader is unkillable.
Yeah.
No one can answer it.
Pro-White and Pro-Red is pretty absurd right now.
Yeah. The story of Modern Horizons, and this is something I've harped on several times, is it has redefined the balance of the colors in Modern away from black and towards red and white.
Yeah.
Red, black, and white are sort of the removal colors, right? Blue and green usually don't get those. And for most of Modern's history, it was red and white that had the removal.
Just Bolt and Path.
Yeah, pre-Fatal Push, Bolt and Path. And then when Fatal Push got printed, it redefined the entire format. Yeah. Because suddenly all of the Thoughtseize Inquisition decks, because you still played black to get Thoughtseize and Inquisition, also had a good removal spell. So you didn't need to necessarily splash red and get Bolt. You didn't need to splash white to get Path. So it gave black decks a lot more options. And we saw Death Shadow go... That was the year that Death Shadow, people talked about it getting banned, because it was dominating Modern. And it was really because of Fatal Push or just redefining the format, making Tarmogoyf
especially when you have just fetch lands everywhere. You know, Fatal Push is just insane. Yeah.
And now we've seen a reshuffling of it towards red and white, because Unholy Heat covers Lightning Bolt so well. Because Solitude covers, I mean, I would say covers Path, but they're not even really playing Path anymore because Prismatic Ending is so good. Yeah. So like Solitude and Prismatic Ending as a combo of removal spells covers everything, basically. And same with Unholy Heat and Bolt. So you really just don't need the black removal. And then the red threats, DRC and Ragavan, have made
play so well with those red removal,
and they've made it so that you really don't need to be a base black deck outside of wanting to play discard in some decks. So that it's reshuffled the metagame again, and that means that threats that are bad against Fatal Push have gotten a lot better. That's why we've seen Tarmogoyf see more play in the last 6 months than it has.
I mean, that's literally why I adjusted. I honestly, you know, I've been playing Death Shadow since basically the beginning of time, these last like 5 months or whatever. But like the biggest shift I had, and biggest shift as in I changed 3 cards, but it was in response to Tarmogoyf. I added a Fatal Push to the board instead of a Lightning Bolt, and then I added 2 to the board. I mean, that's huge, going up to 3 Fatal Pushes. But that was all for Tarmogoyfs, you know. Maybe it had a little collateral damage that we'll see against this deck, but...
And the lack of that black removal, you know, Phyrexian Crusader is sort of the peak of taking advantage of it.
Yes, it is.
If people are going to play only red and white removal, the pro-red, pro-white creature turns out is pretty good.
And you only have to... I mean, that thing has double strike, right?
It has first strike.
Okay. I was going to say, and wow, you just like only have to put 1 pump spell on it, but even if it's a slow burn...
You need two pump spells.
Okay.
2 pump spells.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not hard to do. Yeah. So, Infect is a deck that we really haven't seen in a while, and it's because, you know, with all of this good, cheap removal, that makes Infect a lot worse. Infect is trying to get underneath people, trying to exchange, but it's trying to make all these exchanges with 1 mana spells, whether it's Vines of Vastwood, Blossoming Defenses, trading a mutagenic growth for a red removal spell by pumping the creature out of range.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to do that when your opponent's removal is so cheap, when it's 0 mana, Solitude or Fury, and outside of that, it's all 1 mana removal spells. That's all good. But now with Phyrexian Crusader, this unkillable threat, it really gives the deck this angle of attack that it needs.
Yeah.
So I think Sultai Infect is a deck that, even though we haven't really seen it much online, it's a deck that people really need to respect, because the metagame is so skewed that Phyrexian Crusader, it's just hilarious how laughably bad so many decks are dealing with it.
That's just the one thing. I got a couple of points here before we start playing, but that's just the thing I love about Modern the most, is it is self-correcting in this way that the card pool is so deep that when you see something, people that are really thinking and paying attention be like, it's Phyrexian Crusader time, part of the metagame. I knew it.
Printed 17 years ago.
Yeah, it's just like they go into their rocking chair that has cobwebs everywhere, they open a vault and be like, Crusader. Like, it's time. But the one thing I hope this deck does, if it is, becomes a little bit more popular, and when it wins a tournament, you usually get a splash into the next few metagames. I was thinking that with all this Grixis and all this mid-range stuff, that it was really going to be time for big mana and Tron, Amulet stuff to come back. If this kind of deck comes up, they're just like, okay, maybe we'll leave those in the vault, and then Death Shadow gets to continue to do well.
Yeah, it might not be Phyrexian Crusader that does in those decks, but Glistener Elf is not a card they ever want to see. When you're playing Tron and your opponent casts Glistener Elf, you're just like,
oh no.
God, I hope I get to take a game action.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I get to play this tower. Your go.
So, all right. Yeah, so we've got a Sultai Infect Gauntlet today.
Yep.
For y'all at home, we're going to start with the 4-color mid-range Omnath money pile.
Yeah.
And this is sort of the example of the deck we were talking about that has such a hard time dealing with Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, a couple things about this deck. Money can't buy happiness. That's one thing. Money also cannot buy removal spells that kill Crusader either. So
we're going to get to the sort of, I would say, pseudo mirror playing against a hammer deck in round 2 today, because whenever the hammer decks first came around, when I looked at them, I thought, oh, this is just mono white infect, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And that's the way they were initially. Like, they were playing things like Core Duelist with that gets double strike when it's equipped, so you could turn 2 people. They were a lot more all in. They've since adapted and gotten a lot better.
Just resilient. Yeah.
Yes, and become much more resilient. So we'll see how that goes, because usually resilience in the non-interactive matchup is not what you want. You want speed.
Yeah.
So we'll see how much that costs it. And then the real test is going to come at the end, where we'll play against Grixis Death Shadow.
The Shadow of Death.
In particular, Corey's list, which, as you mentioned, has 3 copies of Fatal Push.
And Collective Brutality. Get wrecked.
Well, Brutality is easy to beat. You've got 1 million pump spells.
Well, I'm just saying. You try to cast that creature on turn 2 or turn 3 without having mana open?
Brutality, the better part with Brutality is actually the duress mode.
Well, I'm gonna both of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you for both.
You get to do both. But the three fatal pushes is gonna be tough. Which
I did cut one of my brutalities for a push though, so I don't have the full 5. Yeah.
I will say I looked over the lists that this person played against on their road to the title.
Okay.
They didn't lose a match. They exited the Swiss and
really okay.
Yeah, they went 9-0 with 2 intentional draws.
Okay, that's gas.
And I think they played against a total of like 2 or 3 fatal pushes in those 9 rounds. So we're really going to put it to the test in the last round.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. So let's battle. I don't even want to remember what happened last show. So I still get angry.
Can we roll the tape, Rob?
Roll the clip?
Yeah, let me get the Wayback Machine going.
Yeah. We got that instant replay going?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, my hand is gorgeous, that's for sure. But it's also keepable.
My hand is horrible.
Okay, good.
It has no green mana in it. The classic double Inkmoth Nexus.
Yes. Turn 2.
One activates the other.
1. I'll get this ready right here, y'all.
Just got you on turn 11.
Yeah. GG. All right, Rob, you got any...
I had a mutagenic growth, so turn 9.
Oh, wow, okay. You got any questions for us to start our show off?
No questions, but I did have a comment. Belcher Storm wanted me to remind you, Corey, how Ponder works. And...
Harsh.
I don't know what you did.
Did you do the cast Ponder, resolve Brainstorm?
Kind of. I went like this, and then just touch for a second, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, I can't do this. So,
that is a classic Legacy GRV.
Oh, man.
Cast 1, and act like you're resolving the other.
Legacy is so hard, but I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast. It was a lot easier to play a deck like Delver, because it just has similar things like Grixis Death Shadow.
Yeah.
But like just diving in, like it's still the play patterns of some of the cards is really tough.
I hope you got to play against one of like the off the wall weirdo legacy decks like Nick Fit or something. Like your opponent casts Veteran Explorer on turn 1, you're just like, what is going on?
Well, someone made fun of me pretty severely. I just like picked up Doomsday. I was like, what does this do? And like 2 people from the table over just looked. They just like shook their head at me, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Doomsday is a Ross card. It is not a Corey card.
Yeah. I'm like, what? You do what? Okay. Like,
all you need to know is that if your opponent resolves Doomsday, you're probably dead.
Yeah. I didn't play against too many crazy decks. I did have something really cool where I attacked with Ragavan twice, stole a Knight of the Reliquary, which was like a 5/5, and then I was just protecting with Force of Will and stuff to win the game against some green-white Mother of Ruins thing.
I have played a lot of Knight of the Reliquaries in my day.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I also learned in that matchup that there is a Mother of Ruin, or wait, something of Ruin, whatever, but the one that it can protect itself.
It's not just Mother of Ruins. So Giver of Ruins is like the fixed Mother of Ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah. It targets any creature. So you played against Maverick.
Yeah.
You know, that was like the deck that I played in the early days of the SCG Tour.
I did not.
I played for a year straight.
I knew nothing about Legacy going into this, so I was straight noobin.
Back in the day, Knight of the Reliquary was so good. If I untapped with it, I could not lose.
Yeah.
It was unbeatable.
Well, I mean, I untapped with it one time, and I couldn't lose in my Izzet deck, so...
Unbeatable.
All right, let's play some Magic.
Of course, I was tutoring Wastelands with it.
Of course.
I'm going to put this card back because it's the most superfluous.
All right, I get a turn, and I'll pass to you.
Do you now?
I'm going to sack this. I'm sure I got plenty of lands to choose from here.
You know you're not allowed to fetch during my draw step, right?
Actually,
you kind of are.
Yeah, I totally can.
You do get priority.
All right, do I want... Probably want one of my Triomes.
So you're going to 19. I'm going to go to 18.
Okay.
Because I'm cooler than you. And I'm going to cast a Glistener Elf.
Oh, God. Okay. I'll get this one. You're pretty cool. Then you done?
Yes.
Cut. Let's see. Let's play a land. You want me to leave that alone? Is that what you're saying?
There's nothing here.
Nothing here.
Nothing to be worried about.
Let's see. Got some things and stuff I can do. But do I want to do any of these things or stuff? All right, I'll pass to you. Interesting.
Waterlogged Grove.
Okay.
Attack for 1.
I'm going to fetch. I'm going to probably go to 16. Yeah. All damage has been redirected to poison. I think I want like Breeding Pool here. Yeah, let's do a Breeding Pool.
Breeding Pool, Rogran Triome.
The classic combo.
Yes. Now we're going to cast Eladamri's Call.
Yeah. My deck's not that bad.
There is a version of this deck that plays that.
I know. I got a Quaddle.
Ice Fang Quaddle.
I'm so used to having cut now. I just played a tournament.
Yeah. Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Resolves.
I'll block.
I will... Oh, pay 2 life for me to try growth.
Pay 2 life 16. Has been declared. Okay.
Quaddle down.
All right.
And then I'll play another Glistener Elf.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right. I'll draw.
The key on the Infect side is going to be trying to pressure without committing too much. You don't want to go super all in all the time.
Yep.
Especially in a world where Solitude exists.
Very true. Actually, maybe I want to go like this first. All right, I'm going to Expressive Iteration. You're probably cool with that.
Yep.
Okay.
Anytime Corey plays an iteration deck, he casts it on turn 3 every game.
That's where you're going to start the salt with my iteration?
Yep.
Okay, 14. And then I'll pass to you.
It's Salty Tuesday, didn't you know?
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's holiday in Estonia.
Okay.
Draw.
Sure.
Declare tax.
Sure.
Send in the clowns.
I will evoke Solitude. Target this.
Well, that's getting ephemerated.
What? What does ephemerate do?
And I'm gonna die. Feels like I made a mistake not drawing Phyrexian Crusader.
Yes. I'm assuming you do not have the unkillable threat in your hand.
So the problem with this obvious ephemerate is that I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Can't wait for Ross to not win a game today.
Yeah, let's hope so. Then I'll ephemerate.
So I'll gain 1, go to 17.
Yeah.
And I'll gain another 1 and go to 18.
Good for you.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
No matter what I do, I would just throw a third card to this ephemerate.
Yeah, I'll not ephemerate.
So I might as well just not do anything.
That makes sense. I will play this. It's crazy how little I've played this deck when it's a Yorion deck that is like full of value. Like it is a deck that should be up my alley. I've just been so addicted to Grixis Death Shadow.
Oh,
I just can't play anything else. Teferi?
What a nightmare.
Let's slow things down. Okay, so I'll tick up. I'll attack.
15 to 17.
I'll pass to you. This is going fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. I'll play Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay, that resolves.
Pass the turn.
Oh, crack.
You get a 16.
Oh, this deck is fun. Remember, I think I played this deck like right when it was, becoming a thing. It was more the elemental side, and we were just like, wow, this deck could be really good. And then elementals blew up, and then Money Pile was the next iteration of it.
This is like elementals, but they cut the bad cards for good ones.
Yeah, it's pretty smart deck building, I must say. All right.
We didn't put Flamekin Harbinger in our deck.
Let's see. What do we want to do? I'll attack.
I'll go to 12. You'll go to 19.
What if we didn't put Flamekin Harbinger? No kidding. Okay.
To be fair, Flamekin Harbinger is in one of my favorite decks of all time, which was Lorwyn Block Constructed Elementals.
Doesn't make it a good deck. Okay, I'll play Abundant Gross.
That was the mid-range deck of that format.
I'll draw a card.
It drew so many cards.
So many cards have been declared.
Yeah.
All right, bounce that. And I'll play a land. And I'll pass to you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. And Hierarch.
Ignoble Hierarch.
That resolves.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
Going to 11.
Sure. Done.
Pass the turn.
End step. I'll quaddle. You're so dead. You're so very dead. I'll take up. You're going to be furious. And then I'll attack. Yeah. Well, I guess my quaddle can block your Crusader if you get that going, but...
Yeah, but 2/2 first strike's pretty good against that.
Yeah.
So I'll go to 7, you'll go to 22.
All right, I'll pass to you. So far, if we're trying to answer the question, is Sultai Infect busted? So far, chat, no, it's not.
Crack Verdant.
Okay, you're at 6. Things are going fine.
I'm going to go to 4.
Okay, good.
Because I need another Overgrown Tomb to cast my Phyrexian Crusader.
Okay. Well, you're dead on board.
Hold. Hold.
I'm holding.
I will go to 2 to Mutagenic Growth Your Fury.
Of course, yep. It's bigger.
Then I will scale it up.
Okay.
So it's an 8/6.
Okay. Doesn't it become base power? I think you did it in the wrong order. I think it's still just a 6/4.
No, layers.
Let's get a judging for his dumb plays that he's going to make.
That's how layers work. Then I'll Groundswell with Landfall.
Yeah, magic's like an onion.
I'll force that.
Okay. Then I'll go to 1 and I'll give a Hexproof.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, you can go.
Great hand. You're dead. All right. Well, that's game one. You didn't do your thing. Believe it or not, I think you need your Glistener Elves to stick around, and that did not happen.
Believe it or not, I think I need to draw Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a mulligan to that card here for the rest of the show. So
we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and when we do, I will have sideboarded in another 10 Phyrexian Crusaders.
Makes sense.
Because I think that's allowed now.
It's alchemy. Anything's allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get that set up for you real quick, and we'll be right back to finish out this match between Sultai Infect and 4-color midrange. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Sultai Infect and 4-color midrange. My deck worked so well in game one that I've decided not to sideboard a single card.
It's flawless. I mean, why fix what isn't broken, you know?
Exactly. So. Don't need to make any changes. Just same 60ing. Really, Veil doesn't counter any of your removal. Endurance and Force are unnecessary, irrelevant pieces of interaction, I should say. And then, Fatal Push can kill like an Ice Fang Waddle. Not particularly good. Spell Pierce.
I mean, Ice Fang Waddle is my only blocker for your unbeatable creature, so.
But it's not even a good blocker against it. Yeah. So. And then Spell Pierce, can sometimes counter removal spells, but a lot of your removal is attached to creatures. So it doesn't counter all of it, and your removal is very cheap. You have plenty of mana, so again, unreliable. So I really just have to, submit the same 60 and hope to draw Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, I hope you don't. So from my end, I'm taking out Omnath, even though, one of the namesake cards, it's like, I don't want to gain life. A mana advantage is cool.
You did deal yourself a lot of damage that first game. You might need to gain a little life to offset that.
But I still ended up above 20. Yeah. So these aren't really necessary. Engineer Explosive is very good. Lightning Helix is actually not very good. But, it's just something to bring in where I don't really care. Me closing out the game is either,
academic,
completely controlling you, or finding ways to sidestep Crusader and get some creatures like I did here with the Ephemerate trick. But really it is going to revolve around Crusader probably a lot today.
And it does not matter what 2 colors a creature has protection from. If it has protection from 2 colors, it has protection from Omnath.
Exactly. Yeah. Multiple times over.
It's called the pigeonhole principle.
Okay, well, it's just... Also, it says red and white, and it's a red and white creature, so that's just the common sense principle as well, but... Whatever, Ross.
It's your math lesson of the day. Look it up. It's a real thing.
I believe it. I'm not questioning that it's not real. I'm just questioning that it's completely irrelevant information.
Math is never relevant.
That's true.
It's those word problems they give you in 3rd grade where you have to try to find the stuff that doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
A train leaves Albuquerque heading northwest at 75 kilometers per minute.
Oh, man. I thought last week was going to end, Rob, and I was going to come back to work this week, and it was just going to be great again. But, God.
You realized you have to work with Ross.
Exactly. All right, how's your hand, nerd?
Corey, you can check out anytime you like, but you could never leave.
Oh, I know.
You're like me, I checked out in 2012.
Karaoke was on Thursday, Ross.
Yeah, there we go.
It's also on Tuesday, Rob. This hand has way too many lands and no infect creatures, so I'll send it back.
I'm going to keep. My hand does stuff.
Lucky.
Rob, you have anybody else losing their mind in chat? Anybody else that's just like, God, why am I here?
Anyone else?
No, I'm pretty sure they would just turn the stream off at that point. But
okay. Good point.
We did have something pointed out by Black Green X Mage in chat.
Okay.
That you could have potentially vines after the ephemerate.
Don't worry, I made a note, chat.
Just wanted to point out that
I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
I did have the Force, I guess, so it still wouldn't have mattered too much. But that is a sweet play. I forget Vines works both ways.
We'll file that one under no harm, no foul.
Yeah. But of course, a black-green...
Got my note now.
A black-green X-Mage, a Sultai Mage, is going to know how their Sultai cards work better than you.
I think... I've played a lot of Vines of Astwood in my time.
Yep.
But most of it has been in Mono Green Stompy and Pauper.
Okay.
And in the mirror, Vinesing your opponent's creature in response to their pump spell was...
Vines is an incredible Magic card. It really is. It's surprising that it doesn't see as much play and that, other effects have kind of taken over it. But
Vines is one of those cards. It just has so many little aspects to it and modes where it's surprisingly relevant.
Yep, I agree. All right, bring it on. Your hand any better?
It's not bad.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear we got to put that one back.
All right.
And I'll go to 17 for an Overgrown Tomb and Blight Glistener Elf.
The unbeatable elf, huh? Okay.
No, the unbeatable elves are Wireward Symbiote, which is an honorary elf.
Yeah.
And Elvish Visionary.
Oh, well, I learned that lesson the hard way in Legacy. That was my only 2 losses. I got destroyed by elves back to back.
They're the unbeatable buddies.
Those are a heck of a Magic cards. Holy cow. All right, I'll take 2 and I'll prismatic ending this.
I don't like that.
Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
But where will it go? This is its home.
Well, it's gone now.
How can you do that?
Pass to you. My life's at infinite. Doesn't matter. I'm not keeping track of my life.
Clearly, you have not watched enough Tom Ross playing Infect. I have seen this man kill a lot of people with Noble Hierarchs.
Noble Hierarchs. That's fair. You probably have as well, being a director, huh?
Yeah.
I've seen a few.
And there's 8 of them in this deck.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point.
I will play Verdant Catacombs.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Oh. What am I to expect next turn?
Well, it depends if I draw a land or not.
I will crack this.
Fail to find.
I will get blue and something.
So, Watery Grave?
Maybe.
You don't have any black mana. It feels like you could use a little.
I could.
I have so much over here.
Hey, Ross. Shut up.
Oh, no.
Did I say that out loud? All right. Watery Grave, and let's hope this stops you from doing things. Spreading Seas. Pass to you.
That's not good.
Narrator, it did stop him from doing things.
There's only 2 Overgrown Tombs in the deck.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you're a Sultai deck, so that should help you out there, bud. I'll pass to you.
Good thing I put that Blighted Agent on the bottom.
This is going to be a good day, isn't it, Rob?
Oh, my God.
Just a classic.
Just a classic blunder day.
Waterlogged Grove. Kind of wish that was a nurturing peatland.
I believe it. Are you done?
No, I might as well crack this now in case I draw a Glistener Elf.
Okay, the unbeatable.
Or some sort of Hierarch.
Okay.
So let's crack it now. And pass the turn.
All right.
I guess if I only have 1 Overgrown Tomb, I might as well crack this too.
Perfect. Let me Spreading Seas the second one, huh?
Oh, yeah, I guess let's play around Spreading Seas. Okay, I'll just shuffle my library and leave it uncracked then.
Okay.
Yeah, can't really play more than 2 in the deck because the land count's low, and you play 4 Ink Moss and a Pendlehaven.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, I'll get a Steam Vents. I'll go to some amount of life.
Not sure why there's a Waterlogged Grove. If I would play only...
I think that's correct.
That sounds right. All right, then I'm going to play a Teferi, and I'll take up, and I'll pass to you.
That's fine.
I should have just not told you and seen if you accidentally killed yourself.
Yeah, that's fair. I could have done it. I have been living on the edge in Modern lately. Been trying to put my life total to 0 or close to.
Well, now I do have to crack it. I'll go to 14.
Okay.
I will cast an very non-threatening Ignoble Hierarch.
Yeah, I bet you have nothing to go with it.
Yeah.
I think he's had 14.
Yeah. Thought I said 14.
Yep, he did.
No, what I meant is I had you at 16 and then losing 3.
3, 6. I never tapped the Grove for mana. I played it, immediately sacked it. Yeah, I should be at 14.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, pass the turn.
Okay.
We got 14 12, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you have 3 shocks and 2 fetches.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go with... You want me to leave that alone?
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it seems completely harmless.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, Corey just has no object permanence, so it's great.
Yeah. I'll prismatic ending your hand. Get that card out of there. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I will play an Ice Fang and draw a card.
A land.
And I'll play this and pass
the land.
Pass to you.
And it seemed like you already had the land.
I did have the land.
Why did we main phase this Coatl? What are we looking for?
What if I drew an abundant growth?
I guess you could abundant growth. I drew a land.
It doesn't have black mana attached to it, does it?
No, it does not. Forest.
Excellent, excellent.
Pass the turn.
I'll sack this.
11.
Okay. This is going to be a wild show today, isn't it?
I just want to cast Phyrexian Crusader.
Are you saying you have it in hand? That's lucky.
No.
Nope, that doesn't work. I was trying to think of backdoor ways to kill it if it does come into play, but nope, doesn't look like I can. I'll attack for 1.
You even have dress down in the shadow deck. Like you can dress down and unholy heat.
Oh yeah, that shadow deck. I mean, it's already the best deck in Modern, but I'm looking forward to that one. And of course, that's going to be the match I lose. Like I 2-0 you these first 2 decks, and then the deck where we think it's going to destroy you. So I'll return this. I'll draw a card. Well, my draws have not been good, believe it or not.
Fortunately, you have another draw.
Yeah, that's fair. I will go with crack this for just a forest.
10 to 13.
Yep. I'm getting you with those beatdowns. Coatl beats. Play Coatl. And pass to you. I wish I had one more Spreading Seas. Just really put you on life tilt.
Misty Rainforest.
I bet you have another Overgrown Tomb, huh?
Go to 12.
Okay.
This is the sanity check, chat.
So is this. Ooh, you got an Urborg in there. Drawn live to that one.
Am I real? Like, is that the only thing I'm drawing live to?
And peatlands, right? Don't you have peatlands?
No.
Oh.
There's one Horizon land and it's a waterlogged grove?
Yep, take that. You done?
You have a double black card in your deck. What are you doing?
This person's probably not watching, just so you know. That made this deck. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. Coatl beats. Oh, yes.
I mean, the Urborg still does it.
That's true. That's true. Now you're drawn to Urborg. Yeah.
This is what I was drawing to anyway.
That's fair. That's fair. Ren. I will... I'm going to deal you a damage.
I'll go to 12.
I'll play this tapped. I'll attack for...
1.
Yeah. No, or 2.
No.
I played Spreading Seas this turn.
Oh, yeah.
And Ren.
Okay, so I'm at...
so you go to 9?
Well, I go to 10. I already...
You took 3 this turn?
And I was at 13, right?
I did 12, the fetch, 13, and then the fetch
was 12.
Yeah.
I'm at
So you're at 9. Okay, past you. You can go. All right, I'll attack.
7.
I'll deal you 1.
6.
I will return Coatl, and then I'll play it. Draw a card, and I will take an extra turn. You're at 6?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you're not dead yet. I'll attack.
4.
I'll tick up. I'll get back this. I'll play
Eternal Witness.
Eternal Witness, return
So
this.
I am dead.
Okay, I guess you are dead.
Well, you're not dead yet. Is dead.
I was thinking I was going to witness back like Prismatic Ending or something, but...
So what you're saying is you're a liar.
I am a liar. I am indeed a liar.
Filthy liar.
Are you having fun so far?
Yeah. I'll have more fun if I get to cast Phyrexian Crusader.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Ross won't have fun until, checks notes 4 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Rob, you got any questions for us?
Then I usually start having fun.
That's fair.
There was one question was if you happen to be looking to bet a game against this particular deck, if you find yourself in that situation, you think Subtlety would be a card you might want to look to in your side
against Infect?
This version of Infect specifically.
I mean, Subtlety only targets it on the stack, right?
It's on the stack, yeah.
Yeah. So the restriction there is tough. Honestly, I would just look towards playing black removal spells.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's the main thing is black removal hits it quite well. It's green doesn't really work too well. I guess you have blue bounce spells as your other option. That doesn't seem great. Yeah, it really is just Fatal Push. Like Fatal Push is like the best card against your deck. Even though you have Veils and stuff, we'll see those being brought in against Shadow in the end. But black base removal, I think, is great. Yeah, I really think that's it. I'm trying to think of a better answer than that. I guess just complete mass removal too, like Supreme Verdicts, stuff like that is still fine. It's a little slow.
Yeah, sorcery stuff has always been awkward against Infect, in particular because of Inkmoth.
Yeah.
There are some oddball cards that you wouldn't expect that are typically quite good. Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good.
Well, I mean, if one Spreading Seas shut you down, Blood Moon would probably do the same. Settle the Wreckage.
Yeah, Settle definitely is a good one. A good blocker. So usually Ice Fang is quite good, and it's very good against everything other than Phyrexian Crusader.
Kind of though. It's most of the time a 1/1. Like I can't really afford to get basics. Maybe I'm fetching wrong when it comes to that, but it feels like I don't start getting basics and have Ice Fang Quado online until like turn 5. But
even casting it and blocking an Inkmoth or a Glistener Elf and forcing me to use a pump spell.
Yeah.
And trading for a pump spell and drawing a card.
Yeah, that's
still a good exchange early.
Yeah, yeah.
And in late game, it's pretty easy for it to be a death touch creature.
True.
So, that kind of stuff is good. So good blockers, disrupting their mana. That's why I mentioned Blood Moon. That's been historically an underrated way of fighting Infect, because usually they're trying to set up for one big turn.
Yeah.
And they generate a mana advantage because all their spells cost 1 or 0, and usually the opponent's spells are cheaper. One of the reasons the deck has gotten worse is the opposing spells have also gotten cheaper, so they can match you.
Yes.
But that is generally how Infect plays. So if you're able to disrupt their mana and make it so that they can never set up that one big turn, you're usually in good shape.
Yeah, I just now really thought about it. It just now clicked like how good Dress Down really is against this deck too. Like I kept thinking, I was like, okay, yeah, I can Dress Down and then Unholy Heat the Crusaders. Like, yeah, but I can just Dress Down when you make your creature gigantic, and I'll be like, well, I guess playing Death Shadow, that's still kind of bad. Just take a lot of damage, but yeah, that's still pretty good.
You can also Dress Down and block Blighted Agent.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we got time for a pity game maybe, but
these are the first 4 cards I drew.
Wow. So you're going to keep?
Honestly, I might.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. This one seems pretty slow. Yeah, I think I'll mulligan mine.
If you weren't a Fury deck, I think I would keep this hand.
yeah, that would be pretty good.
But, yeah, against Fury, and it's kind of slow, and I just have to mulligan.
4 Noble Hierarchs. Yeah, mine was Renin 6 and 2 Eternal Witnesses.
Ren would have obliterated me.
Yeah, but it was all, I mean, not really. If you go turn 1, one of those, I go turn 1, go. You go turn 2, double Noble Hierarch attack for 3, and then I go Ren negative. It's a 1-for-1, Like, maybe I won't need those.
My other 3 cards were Fetch Land, Inkmoth, Scale Up.
I mean, don't you just win the game with Scale Up and Inkmoth? 6, 7, 8, 9?
With 4 of them, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
if you have a removal spell, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't with that. If we would have both kept our hands, I would have got obliterated. That's a fact. But now this sounds much better.
Would have been a nice turn 3.
Okay, I'll keep this one. Man, this deck is fun, too. I really got to give this deck another look. when Death Shadow ever gets better, so I guess I'll never check it out. But all right, we'll get rid of this one.
Jesus. What are these hands?
You've been drawing some good ones?
I mean, I have to keep, I think.
Okay.
Do I? These are two of the most ridiculous hands I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan this one too. Look at this hand. Just not a single pump spell. This is all creatures.
And it's not even ignoble hierarchy.
Exactly.
That like helps with that. You'd probably keep if it was that, but all right. 4. Chat, can we get some 4 chats here? 4 chats?
I'm already mulliganed 4 times, Corey. What more do you want?
5. Duh. One more.
Just one more.
All right, you got a question on all there, Rob? Or do we also got any 4 chants yet?
No, I did have a question that I didn't expect to see.
Okay.
Somebody asked, with so many 1-drops, how do you feel about decks like Is It Murktide playing Counterbalance to surveil 1-drops to the top?
Counterbalance is legal in Modern, huh?
Yep. Cold snap.
But like without being able to look at your library at all, I just feel like it's not worth it. It's too much randomness, you know? Like it would have to be like a metagame of like 80% exactly what my deck is, you know? And that's like a lot of Death Shadow. That's, you know, enchantments are tough to deal with, but then still you're randomly flipping. I have a feeling I'd play that card, and the first time I flipped over 2 things and it bricked both times, I'd be like, all right, get this card out of my deck.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't even have a cantrip that really sets you up that well.
No, even Consider is like already milling you.
Like DR, you know, like they said,
it's vision.
Surveilling with DRC is probably the best, but
yeah, no, not quite there, not quite there. But I like the thought.
yeah, it's intriguing.
Yeah. I was intrigued.
I'm gonna keep.
Okay, what are we putting back? All right, let's do it.
And we're only playing one way today, chat.
Yeah, all in.
I got a 17 for an Overgrown Tomb.
Okay.
Play Ignoble.
All right.
Pass the turn.
All right, I will get a Temple Garden, and I will kill that creature. As per usual. Wait, I can't get a Temple Garden. That's silly.
You can. It's a legal play.
Yeah, I will get a Temple Garden, I guess. I was just thinking for the cards in my hand, but it's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine, chat.
It's all fine. All right, I'm at 17. Pass to you. I hope you needed that.
Verdant, Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. All right. Let's go with an Abundant Growth. And I'll fetch and get, let's say, blue-white. Let's get a Hallowed Fountain.
14 life.
God, this is the worst part about making content with this deck. It's just so hard to find the one land.
Fetch lands are terrible.
Yeah.
They should have never been printed.
Just absolutely terrible. And then I will Prismatic Ending this. And I'll pass to you. I'm guessing you have the namesake card.
Go.
Oh, this is good times. Good times. Okay. I will cast Expressive Iteration.
On turn 3 as always.
Yep. I will get this into my hand. This on bottom. God, did I cast this card a lot this weekend? Then I'll pass to you.
Go.
God, it's a fun day, Rob, don't you think?
It's exactly what I expected.
You know, it is kind of what I expected as well. I'm not going to lie. All right. I have a Wren. I will tick this up and play this and pass to you. Yep.
I got a 14.
Okay.
Get an Overgrown Tomb. I did it, chat.
You did it.
You're at 13.
I'm at 13. Yeah, I do think I'm in trouble. Believe it or not.
This is ridiculous.
This is a ridiculous deck, that's for sure.
If I do nothing except this one thing that you can't ever beat.
I'll play Quaddle. I just played a chump blocker. What are you talking about? All right. Blue, red, iteration.
Yep.
I will put this card to my hand. I will put this card over here and this card here. I will... This just enchants any land, right? So I can just enchant a fetch land and it works?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. I'll do that. Draw a card. And I probably haven't used this yet.
Important for Corey to conserve life in this matchup.
Yeah, very important.
Play.
And I'll pass to you. Dun dun dun. Okay.
Declare tax.
Sure.
Attack you for 3.
I'll block.
No effects.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
End step. Coatl. Draw for the turn.
It's gonna just like draw all 4 Quaddles until he sets up.
Good game. Game. Are you having fun still? Are you having fun still, buddy? Pass the turn.
Just want to do my one thing. Attack.
I will block.
No effects. Pass the turn.
All right. I will blow this up. I just want to make sure you didn't have another one so I could untap, maybe find a way to return that. I don't right now, but...
Going to 12.
Yep.
Jerk.
Oh, I have been a jerk so far this match to you. Because, you know what? Checked notes. Haven't put a counter on that yet. Sick poison deck, bro. All right. I'll untap.
It's a poison deck. It's supposed to be sick.
Get out. All right. Iteration.
You're in no position to throw stones over bad puns.
Yeah, but I still will. No, I'll still just put that into my hand. And I guess I'll put this over here. This here.
Foothills, go to 11.
This. Get a mountain.
Cast like a fury.
Yep.
Yeah.
The beats.
We got the beats.
We got the beats. Then I'll return this, and maybe I have to discard 3.
Unlike Arby's, which has the meats.
Go ahead.
You could see how you could confuse the two.
I can see that.
I do have another Phyrexian Crusader, though.
Okay.
I don't like how Corey seems not worried. Okay, he seems a little worried.
I'm actually a little worried.
Or I'll just rip the Eternal Witness. It's fine.
I may have. Okay. I will play a land. I will attack. You can't look at that. You're a cheater. Look at this cheater. Look at this cheater. That's the equivalent of if you're in a match, you pull out your phone to Google your opponent's name. You get DQ'd for that.
Well, get a judge in here to DQ me then. I'll go home right now.
Look, I'll allow Ross this one thing.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, I was only yoring, so I'll blink this, I'll blink these, put them back on that, draw 2 cards.
Yep.
And, yeah, I'll pass to you after I discard. That resolves.
Oh. Then I will play a Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
I will attack you for 7.
No blocks.
Ooh, actually, I did the math poorly. I'll just Vine's the kicker.
Okay, I'm dead. What? I had 6 lands and a lightning helix in hand. All right. GG.
Yeah. Somehow I did the math and got 10 when I added 6, 2, and 1.
Yeah, I guess I threw away the block on the Quaddle, but you had the other Phyrexia in that turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was still the right play.
I mean, you could have just taken 2, I guess.
That's true. Oh, yeah, that's what I should have did. Just taking 2, and then if you pump, then I blow it up.
Yeah, if I go for it, then I can't
That's what Crusader. Yep, you're right. That's what I should have did. Okay, well, that was still a ridiculous match. We'll move on to the hammer one now.
I think we might have isolated the key to the matchup.
I don't know. I think it's still pretty open. Yeah, Phyrexian Crusader was pretty unkillable. My hand was also all 4 Misty Rainforests at the end, a Lightning Helix, and 2 other fetch lands. I was like, not doing it with that.
It shows you why regular, Simic Infect has not been good, because the other 56 cards in my deck were basically bricks.
Yeah, it's like you needed a lot of them
off a bridge.
Yeah, you needed them to help out with Crusader whenever you finally attacked with it and it unblocked. But outside of that, they did nothing. Yeah.
Classic. It's sort of like the Denver Nuggets. When Nikola Jokic is on the floor, they look like a good team. When he's off the floor, it's a dumpster fire.
We're going to take a 7-minute break here and get our second match of Magic the Gathering, not NBA talk set up, and we'll be right back here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say, Ross, you're not very good at Infect, Rob.
Ross, you're not very good at Infect, Rob.
Hey, I won the last game.
That's true. That's true.
It just takes me a while to warm up.
There we go. Okay, makes sense. That's why you always start off 0-2 in tournaments, or okay, fair.
It happens when you reach a certain age.
Fair. Well, speaking of tournaments, we are kind of doing a little recap of the NRG series over the weekend, which was taken down by Sultai Infect. A deck that I barely thought was a deck, like Blue-Green Infect, I figured died when Gut Shot was put into an Izzet deck. It was like, and it was locked away in a tomb forever,
Playing against Infect with Izzet Phoenix was the best.
Oh, yeah.
People used to play that deck when I first built Phoenix.
Or Bant Spirit was everywhere when Phoenix started to come up as well.
They'd go all in, and I just transform Thing in the Ice. It's like looking at their vines, like...
And then they lock it away in that. But no, we're breaking down that deck. We're playing against 3 decks that are kind of at the top of the metagame now that would be good or bad against the deck for different reasons. So, just kind of really trying to see, is this deck real? And so far, your draws were awkward in match 1, but we learned one thing. Crusader or bust up against Money Pile, because all my cards are so efficient. They're able to destroy your stuff. And even post-board, I had the EE, and I think if I used it a little bit better there, I probably still would have won, because I had that next turn, I could have Teferi'd, bounced, got Witness, and then if I EE lock you there even once or twice, you're dead. I drew Teferi and Ephemerate off that, so... Once that happened, if I waited on the E, I think you were just straight dead.
You needed one more turn.
But you were off to a slow start. If you got your Crusaders off a little faster, I wouldn't have had a chance to do that. So we so far learned it was Crusader or bust in that match. And I think Crusader is going to be good here too. But I think the rest of your Infect package is going to be good as well. Because I'm playing Hammer, de facto best deck or second best deck. I really do think it's Hammer and Shadow right now that are the best. In no real particular order. I'm biased and I think Grixis is better because I play it all the time, but if it was ran the numbers and the stats proved that Hammer is the better deck, I wouldn't be too shocked. So this was Dominic, King of Silver Medal placing. Sorry, I forget his last name.
Probably not.
Okay, it's not on there. Great. But I played him in the Invitational.
We'll call him Dominic Lestrade, because Bertrand Lestrade was famous for taking second in the early days of the Pro Tour.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that. So, it could be Dominic Nelson, could be Dominic Carvalho, a lot of second place finishers, that's for sure.
Who's the Magic historian now?
Yeah, you're crushing it. But Dominic has been absolutely killing it. Like, he's just been taking second in a lot of events, and normally they're like, oh, dang it, that sucks to take second. Taking second still pays the bills, I'll tell you that, not bad at all. So, playing his Hammer deck, and gonna see how we do up against this Infect deck.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit, a little bit less of a Crusader matchup. Though Crusader will still be good. A little bit more of a Blighted Agent matchup. Yeah. Anytime your opponent has a lot of creatures, Blighted Agent is the card you want. Really just makes it makes the game so much easier.
Yeah.
Because navigating blockers ends up being a little awkward because you often have to use pump spells to get through the blockers, and so you're just trading down resources.
Yeah.
And usually your opponent has a lot more card advantage than you do, and that's true in this matchup. You know, the hammer deck is built now with a ton of card advantage inherent to it. So, you know, without a way to get through blockers, you can set up eventually Luris plus Memnite and be able to just block every turn.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think Blighted Agent's going to be really important here. Nice that you don't really interact very much.
Yeah.
So I can
some
just
of these
jam
decks
the
have
agent.
had Fatal Push, haven't they? Like I feel like that was
they have
kind
some
of
removal. Oftentimes it's still white removal. You see a lot of paths and prismatic endings in the board, even in the splash versions, because then you can just get ending up to 2.
Fair.
So you see a little bit of removal in the sideboard. I have seen Fatal Push in some builds, some of the black splash builds, and but none here, which is great for me. And we'll just see, how easily you can race, because the hammer deck is not as fast as you kind of think it should be. You can definitely have some fast draws, but it's really built to be more resilient, and that definitely favors Infect. Historically, Infect has been the combo deck to beat other combo decks. It always wins the race.
Yeah, and both of us can kill on turn 2. It is possible, but it's still tricky, of course.
Yeah, you went on turn 2 with like a 0-drop and Cigar Aid, then double hammer.
I think I need to play the the Infect land into Drum, into 0-drop, into Cigar Aid, into land, hammer it up. That's like all my cards, so.
But so will 8 0-drop double hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
So a few ways, and I have just turned on Glistener Elf into attack a million times.
Scale up plus Groundswell or something,
Yeah, I mean, there's a million combinations.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, here's the last point I'll make on this matchup is I think I still have to feel like I'm on the control side of the matchup, except I don't have any controlling elements. So
Luris is kind of the control element.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But we'll see how this works.
Blockers. Okay. Well, Sand is slow.
Okay.
That's the problem. God, it is really it's really slow. I really want to lead on a hierarch. It's always been the underrated aspect of these decks. There's a lot of people that would never kill hierarch on turn 1 against Infect, and I always would.
Okay.
It's just so important, that mana advantage. I don't have a hierarch. I don't even have like a I probably have a turn 4 kill unabated with this hand, but you just have so many ways to block this Phyrexian Crusader.
Not in this hand.
Why can't I get just nice, perfect hands that I can easily keep? Yeah, I think I've got them all against.
I'm going to keep. I don't think it's amazing. And now I realized, I think I played this deck when it was just starting to come up. Still when I was doing Drop and Bomb. So I feel like that was, like a year ago or so, maybe even a little less. It was like, just got introduced, wasn't very good. Wrenn and 6 was everywhere. Mystic Sanctuary was still around, and you were bringing back removal spells to deal with stuff. And if you ever got into that loop, you were just dead. Yeah. I think Uro was still around. And I played it, and it was still okay, but man, has this deck went through a lot of iterations and just proven to be just a sweet deck now.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more all-in. I remember the original builds when Tom Ross first put the deck together, and it was like Boros with Magmatic Theft and core outfitters, although some of us now are playing a couple outfitters.
Yeah, I think I'm playing them,
Yeah, just to get a little bit more of that effect. But they were playing full 4-on and really just, hammering home the theme of the deck.
Pun intended, right?
Yes, very much so. But the resilient versions of it are just there.
Yeah.
It's incredible how far the deck has come.
Also, Ross, real quick.
Yeah.
We had a question of what do you think is the better combo deck for trying to kill quick if you have to? Do you think Belcher or is it Infect?
It's hard to answer that question because this is like a new deck that's popping up, right? Because we're trying to figure out if it's good right now. Right now, I think the best deck is Belcher, wouldn't you think, as far as combo goes?
Yeah, the best taking in all factors. But if you're just considering speed, Infect is faster.
Yeah.
Belcher, you can cast a Belcher on, turn 2 or turn 3. You often have to untap. Infect is killing you on turn 2 or 3.
And then I think the middle ground is both of those decks are really fast. This is a combo deck too. It just happens to be an aggro deck.
Yeah.
And this is resilient as well. So
and you could build that deck to be faster if the metagame called for it.
Yeah.
That's just not the metagame that we have. This is a very good hand, actually. I think that's a pretty easy one to put back because 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 10. So I will lead on Ignoble Hierarch.
And am I just dead? Is that what you're saying? All right, I have a Courtyard, and I will start with a Sentinel. Past you.
Let's play a Misty and a Blighted Agent.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't make blue. So I guess I've got to crack the Misty.
Okay.
So I will get a Breeding Pool.
Okay.
And I will...
So are you telling me I'm dead and there's nothing I can do about it?
Probably. But I'm at 17 and it's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I had a good turn too, and my hand is pretty sweet. I'm going to go with Sigarda's Aid. Okay. I'll attack for 1.
No blocks.
All right, take 11.
You'll take 1, so you're at 19 and I'm at 6. Or, yeah.
Probably irrelevant numbers, and I'm probably about to die, huh? Pass to you.
Let's crack a fetch.
Okay.
Get a forest.
This is going to be some pure interactive magic this round, I have a feeling.
I will Mutagenic Growth Blighted Agent. You can draw a card.
Okay.
Then I will become a Mensa Blighted Agent, delving 3, and attack you for 10.
All right. Nothing I could have done.
It's a classic Infect hand.
Okay. You want to do 2 pre? I'll do 1 on the play, and then we'll go. I think we can stretch this to a best of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see if these pre-board games even really matter or do anything, but okay. That was just clean magic.
Yeah. Coming from chat. Now this is pod racing.
That's good. That is good. Yeah, Blighted Agent. Heck of a magic card.
It is, like I said, I think that's the ticket in this matchup.
Yeah. Even if I was on the play, I don't think I could have done anything. Well, no, I could have, because, yeah, I would have won on the play. Because then I go Stoneforge, play the Trample, and hit you for 12. So you would have taken 11. Then I would have had 12 Trample. You're probably not blocking that.
Well, at least not effectively.
Yeah, you might have to use some pump spells and, like, trade away and then not be able to kill me kind of thing, you know?
Yep.
All right, so let's hope I get that draw again, because that was nice. Oh, this is not that draw.
I'm just thinking about that old pod racing game now. That was sweet.
Well, I will mulligan this one. I get to cast a lot of things, but they're not good.
Storm Count's going to be right.
Yeah, this seems like a matchup where you have to power mulligan, because I can't do anything about yours. You can't really do anything about mine.
Well, earlier I had the 4 noble hand. Now I've got the 4 ignoble hand.
Wow. Wow.
But no infect creature means this one's a mulligan.
That's absurd. What are the odds? Oh, God. No. Well, that's one of the hot button phrases I just can't say on versus.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
It's 56 choose 3 over 60 choose 7.
I said no. I don't. I don't want to know. All right. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to keep this hand either. It's pretty weak. Yeah, I think I have to power mulligan this. Like, this hand does not kill you quick. I don't have Sigarda's Aid or Paladin to be able to equip a hammer, so I think I'll just mulligan this. Seems like this would be a good hand, you know, but dang it.
And keep.
That would have been great. All right, I'm down to 5. This is just wholesome magic, y'all.
This is a keep.
Okay.
And I think we're putting this one back.
All right. Got a good one?
It's not bad.
I'm down to 5. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll keep. I definitely don't need this. Oh, maybe I don't need this either. I suppose I don't. All right, I'll get rid of these. Start with an Ornithopter. Sigarda's Aid. I'll take 1 and I'll pass to you.
Well, that's not good. I will go to 17 for an Overgrown Tomb and play Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
I don't know any part of the rest of my deck, so I'm not going to bother shuffling.
I'll take 1.
You're at 18.
I'll attack for 0 and make it 10.
So you go to 17, yep. I go to 7.
Yep. Here go. And it's on the artifact, too. If it was on the Sentinel, you can play like Phyrexian, whatever, and just block. But now I got you in the Abyss, at least.
Yep.
And the Abyss just means you have to sack... What is Abyss? You sack one creature a turn, but it's essentially just... I have to attack with this, you have to block every time. But it's an actual card, right?
Actually, it's a 3 black enchantment from Legends. You actually destroy a creature you control, and it targets. So if you have a Shroud creature, you never have to kill it. And if you have an indestructible creature like a Merit Light token, you never have to kill it.
Okay.
So there are some odd ways people have gotten around to the Abyss.
That was just like the early iteration of wording, and now it'd just be like sacrifice a creature.
Oh, yeah. It was phrased very strangely. Well, I don't think I can get away with... Yeah, I can't get away with playing this. I got to find a spot where I can somehow land it and then block. Which I guess is doable.
Okay.
If I draw a land, which I unfortunately put on the bottom. So I will play Noble Hierarch and pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. All right. I will sacrifice this.
Get a 16.
Yeah. Saga. I'll declare attacks.
Let's chump the Ornithopter, block Esper Sentinel here, Blossoming Defense the Hierarch, and pay the 1.
Okay. That dies, then I'll play Ornithopter, and I'll pass to you.
That is not good.
Not a good card, I agree. No. No. Are you Nicol Bolas as you're about to leave the battlefield on Arena, or?
Oh, no. Let's play Phyrexian Crusader. Pass the turn.
Okay. I'll draw. Chapter 2. I'll attack.
Block.
Okay, I get 2 counters on it. I'll take a pain.
You're 15.
And I'll pass to you.
Just chumped with the Noble and Drew Blighted Agent that I could cast.
Oh, no.
But I had Phyrexian Crusader, so it makes sense.
You're in the Abyss.
You're
You're about to get in the second Abyss here.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I will draw. Float a mana. Hammer up the Ornithopter.
Vines the Ornithopter.
So it just stays over here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I think I have to let Corey draw. Yeah, I have to let you draw a card.
Okay, so this has hexproof now for the whole time, right?
Well, it has can't be
Can be targeted.
Hexproof means can't be targeted by your opponent's stuff.
Okay.
This means it can't be targeted by my opponent's stuff.
Thanks for letting me draw, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll get a Sunforge Mystic. I'll get a hammer. And I'll play a land.
Okay, I'm dead.
Yeah, I just attack with these 2. You can't block both.
Yeah, I needed to be able to chump with Inkmoth this turn, then next turn draw Blue Source, play Blighted, chump with Ignoble, then potentially kill you.
Okay.
With Become Immense Might. But if I needed a land to be able to Phyrexian Crusader with a mana up, if I had known I was drawing Blighted Agent, I would have just blocked the other way with my Hierarchs, and I would have won that game.
Yeah. Yep, well, that was just good, clean, interactive Magic, y'all. That, very, very close games. Whoever had the play didn't dictate anything. And we're going to hope that this kind of, loose Magic continues in our sideboarding game. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with that here on Versus Live.
Welcome back to a Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Sultai Infect and Orzhov Hammer. On my side, we got some good interaction.
Yeah, you do.
To bring in for this matchup, 4 copies of Force of Vigor, 2 copies of Fatal Push. Going to be bringing out a good amount of pump spells. Blossoming Defense is the worst one because you just don't really have interaction.
Yep.
And Vines can, as we saw in that second game, can disrupt your own hammers.
Yeah, that was sweet.
With Sigarda's Aid, the Groundswell is historically one of the weakest pump spells. That's why there's only 1 copy in the deck. I'm also going to turn 1 Mutagenic Growth and a couple Glistener Elves. You don't really have a lot of removal, so I don't want to have super creature-heavy draws.
Yep.
And Glistener Elf is the worst one because it's the easiest one to block.
Yep.
And once I have all this interaction, I'm not going super for speed. It's not as much of a race in the post-hybrid games, so I don't care that I'm cutting my, fastest creature. I'd honestly just rather start on a Hierarch. So easy to trim a couple here because I don't want to go too far down on pump spells because it's going to mess with my draws too much. So that's what I'm doing on my side. Looks like pretty similar on your side.
Yep, pretty similar on my side. I'm going to take out the 1 Cranial Plating. Not really what I need to be doing against you. I need to be going way over the top, and I need to be power mulliganing to a fast hand. So not what I need here. Stoneforge Mystic and Core Outfitter are both just kind of slow. I'm leaving in 2 of these instead of 2 Core Outfitters just because it finds me the hammer. It's still probably the better card, but I'm putting a lot of reliance on Sigarda's Aid now. So that's going to be my most important card. Bringing in Thoughtseize to be able to deal with force, just break up your draw in whatever way. It's going to be important here. If I don't have the nut draw, I want to Thoughtseize you on 1. And then some prismatic endings.
The information here really important.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see that the Infect player just doesn't have it, and you don't have to automatically chump block every time.
Yes,
so the information has always been really valuable.
Agreed. Why did they ban Gataxian Probe? I'd still play it in this deck, I think, right?
Don't even get me started.
Oh man, I was never a Gataxian Prober with any real decks, but I'm just thinking about that in Grixis Death Shadow. That would be awesome. To know when I can go down to, 4 life instead of 7, so they don't have double bolt, and still, I guess there's a way I could play a turn 1 Shadow. All right. I just need a couple Gataxian Probes.
I always thought about playing Probe in Is It Phoenix and going, probe you, Faithless Looting, discard 2 Phoenixes, attack you for 6.
Just turn 1, that would be insane.
I still remember when Brad was playing the original version of that Shadow deck that was more like the Zoo deck.
Yep.
Just playing everything.
And become a man's Battle Rage.
Yeah. But now Dress Down just does it all for you and you get to draw a card. Oh, what a time to
do. It doesn't turn 2 people. That deck was fast.
That deck would be fast,
Yeah. Played Swift Spear.
Oh, I remember that.
Or Goyf Shadow, I think.
It was the beatdown version. That's right. All right, so you're going to be going first. Game 3 here.
Ooh. I think I saw him turn 2 Dylan Donegan on the play when Dylan's play was turned on Thoughtseize.
Wow.
Just turned him 2 through a Thoughtseize.
Wow. Probably got a little lucky.
Oh, he did.
All right. How's your hand?
It is awkward.
Mine too.
But I'm going to keep.
I'm going to mulligan. I could turn 2, put Luris into my hand, but that doesn't seem like enough. And too many lands, so I think that one's kind of an easy one.
Yeah, and too many lands that don't do anything. No Nexus, no Saga.
Yeah, my lands just... When I have extra lands, and it's 3 lands in my opening hand, it's I will never use that land. I'll double spell maybe 1 turn on turn 3, and then I'll never need that land again. Might as well throw it in the garbage.
That's one of the strengths of that deck. Between Saga and Nexus and Horizon lands and Luris, just never run out of things to do.
Exactly. Okay, I think I will keep this one. Not amazing, but let's get rid of this, and let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to go to 17 for an Overgrown Tomb.
Okay. Okay. Well... I'm going to fetch as long as I do have Godless Shrine in my deck. Okay. I'm going to take 5. I usually do this with Grixis Death Shadow, but yeah, I'll Thoughtseize you. Okay, yes.
I'll draw a card.
With your no mana.
Oh, that's not good.
You had 1 plan, huh? Well, now you got a second plan. Win with that. I will take that. And I'll pass to you. Okay.
Play Noble.
Okay. Are you giving me the beatdowns?
I'm definitely attacking.
Yeah, but are you pumping?
Is whether I'm pumping, and I don't think I am yet. This is 10 in my hand.
Okay.
So I'm still a ways away. Yeah, let's get in for 2.
13.
You're up.
All right. Now let's go with Urza Saga. And I'll play Esper Sentinel, and I'll pass to you. Okay, the beats.
Get in for 3.
No blocks.
You're
I'm at 10.
You're up.
Okay. Chapter 2. All right, now what can I do? So I could just make a construct and block. That doesn't seem great. I could buy Luris. That also doesn't seem great. I guess buying Luris, I can just perpetually chump with Esper Sentinel. That's kind of cool. I will stall. God, I almost do think it's Luris time. It's not the worst.
It's not the best.
It is not the best. I will have to agree with you.
I think the best would be Sigarda's 8, Hammer, Shadow Spear.
Yeah, that. Oh, that. Yeah, I'll do that. My inexperience with Hammer
after my slow
is
roll on the
showing.
last show, I would deserve that.
Yeah, you would. I'd be still slow rolling you too.
Spoiler alert for people who haven't watched the VOD.
Oh, okay. I guess this is just better. So I'm gonna play Paladin. I thought it was only when you cast a card. That's kind of good because then I get to draw a card off this. So that seems better, and I'll pass to you. I probably have to block this turn though. Three. Might is only +2 right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 3. Yeah, that's still lethal.
Oh, it's lethal.
Okay, I'll block.
Blighted Agent.
Oh no.
You're up.
No. That's not good. Draw. Oh no. All right, I'll float mana. And I'll go get a hammer, I guess.
And draw a card.
Yep. 8 to equip. Gonna be rough. Okay, that's interesting. With that colorless mana, I guess I will Sigarda's Aid. And then I will hammer, draw a card.
Yep.
I'll equip.
Oh
yeah.
You've played your land?
I have not.
You haven't.
Uh-uh.
So I could Vines the Paladin here. But then if you have Prismatic Ending in a land, you'd be able to kill the Blighted Agent. I guess if you go for Shadow Spear, if you have that, I can Vines later still after a chump block. And go for it. You don't have instant speed removal, so yeah, equip's fine.
Okay. So I still... Oh, no, that was my one floating.
Yeah, so you have no mana floating now.
Yep. What's the proper order I want to do this? I guess it is play Ornithopter.
Sure.
Equip.
Yep.
This creature is large. We'll play a hammer.
Sure.
Draw
a card.
Yeah, I guess.
You can move it around later all you want. So.
I'll equip, draw a card here.
Now it's really large.
It's super large. I'll play a land. I'll attack. Would you like to block?
I'll block with Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay. I'll Thoughtseize you.
Oh, that means I don't have you dead next turn.
Yep. What do I have to take? I have to take vines, huh? Because that gives you +4.
I have 2 things. You have to take one of the +4s. Either plus.
But maybe I have to. Oh, because you have so much mana anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And this one means if you can draw Prismatic Ending.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, I'll take that.
So you get a 7 from that. 1 for Silent Clearing.
I'll play M Knight and re-equip and pass to you. Now I can re-equip a hammer to all of them. I guess that's still probably not even lethal, but
it's not very good.
But I don't have anything. I got some draws, but you'll have to do some chump blocking too, so you got to factor that math in.
Yep. I'm gonna have to chump block 2 things.
Yep.
So let's.
Ornithopter's been going to the gym, y'all.
Drew another Blighted Agent.
Okay.
Which is not great.
Yeah.
I will might this Blighted Agent.
Just +2, right?
+4 if you play it on main phase.
Oh, main phase. I thought it was a land. Okay, never mind.
No, Groundswell is the landfall one.
Okay,
That's the one I cut.
Well, then maybe I was supposed to take that instead of my vines, huh?
No, because I think giving yourself Prismatic Ending is too valuable.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
And attack for
7?
Yeah. So 7 Infect. And then I will pass the turn.
All right. A draw. It's not a good one.
Crack the Silent Clearing?
Yeah, I think so. Yoink! Does that do anything? I don't. What are you at?
I'm at 20.
I don't think that's good enough. All right, I'll re-equip here. Oh, boy. 2 blockers. Carry the 3. All right, I'll attack with everything.
Blood Agent here. Noble there.
And you're at 10?
I'm at 20.
All right, I guess I'll do 20 to you then.
Drew the 4th hammer.
Take that, slow roll king.
Unbelievable.
Justice was served. Wouldn't you agree, Rob? Yeah. How's your day going, buddy? To be fair, I top deck Thoughtseize after that, which wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
Well, you go to attack for 2? It would have actually.
Yeah, I guess I should have played around the 3rd Thoughtseize too by mutagenic on
by playing mutagenic. Yeah, because you going to 2 left life doesn't matter. Yeah. I get why this deck is named Hammer. You just draw 4 hammers, huh?
It's quads day on versus, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. But, you know, we've seen this many a times on Versus, and the winning streak is in your favor. You won like 3 shows in a row or something, and now you're back up against the wall. You got to win 2 games here and then win the last match, so I'm dead. I'm completely dead.
You know the Jazz are on a 7-game winning streak, right?
Oh, God. Why did I even come to work today? All right, Rob, you got any questions from our lovely audience? What are they chatting about?
They wanted to ask about the odds of that.
Yeah, what are the odds? Good job, Chad. Great job. Yeah, we want to ask the odds when it's not in Ross's favor. Very smart.
Somebody did ask, what is your most uncontroversial unbanned decision in Modern, and why is it Green Sun Zenith?
I gotta agree with Ross. I know your answer, and it'll be GT.
Yeah.
Yeah, GT, come on. That card's not even good.
Yeah. It's literally not playable.
Yeah, it would go straight into people's binder. They'd be like, let's try this for week 1, and be like, oh, crap. Let's get rid of that. Oh, let's play our 1 mana +10/+10s. Like, yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah. I don't even know what else is like on the ban list that's like somewhat
they
close.
Didn't ask for controversial. I mean, yeah.
Oh, the controversial one.
Yeah.
I thought you said the most non-controversial.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, Splinter Twin. I mean,
Zenith Pod and Twin, I think, would be on the
Green Sun
list.
Zenith?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have potential unbans.
I learned how good that card is. I was just like, my opponent cast it on turn 1. I was like, Okay, what do you get here?
Arbor.
I was just like, oh, it's just like Llanowar Elf, except now it's just better with Wirewood Symbiote and stuff. I was like, oh my
Llanowar Elf
god.
on turn 1 and Demonic Tutor on turn 10. It's a good split card.
I got beat by elves so badly this weekend.
Yes. I wish I could have watched that.
I loved every minute of it. To be honest. It was fun. All right, let's battle.
I will keep.
No, I don't think I can keep this. Just Sigarda's Aid. Like, I probably lead with Saga and then go Sigarda's Aid and play some creatures, but I don't think that's good enough. I'll mulligan.
Oh, also, what about green-black Ragavan? Should that be unbanned?
Green-black Ragavan?
A Death Ray Shaman.
Oh. You know, I never played with it. But it just seems obscene.
Completely messed up.
Yeah. Especially with fetch lands, like...
Completely messed up.
Yeah. Oh god, like I just picture it like exiling my Crocs right before I'm gonna play it and stuff. And be like,
it's
no.
like a Ragavan that doesn't need to connect.
Yeah. You think it's better than Ragavan?
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be, yeah.
It's also harder to kill, like it doesn't get rend.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, neither does Ragavan, if you just dash it.
Just like disrupts the graveyard randomly when you need it to.
Yeah, messes with Delirium. That would really screw some players up. Like,
Shaman is...
attack with DRC, be like, all right, I'll exile your only instant block.
Death Ray Shaman is near the top of the list of cards they should not unban.
Or like, never print again.
Yeah, it's like in the top 5.
Yeah, I believe
Mental Misstep, Golgari Grave Troll.
Yep, those are cards.
Please, whose idea was that? This will go good. It's gone so well every other time we let this card live.
Well, this hand could be insane. And I think I should play for the odds of it could be cool. God, is it cool? I mean, I just need, like, one of my cards. Yep, YOLO. I'm already at 6.
Inkmoth Nexus, go.
But I'm not saying go. Go. My hand needs something, I'll tell you that.
I'll go to 18. One you.
One me? Okay.
You're up.
Okay. Well. This is not good. It's not good for me. I'll tell you that. I'll attack for 1.
17.
Shadow Sphere.
Sure.
M Knight. Go.
Kraken Misty, go to 16.
Okay.
Animate Inkmoth.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Ornithopter flies.
It sure does.
We got to back up here. Back up the wagon.
You got to play around the Thopter.
Yeah.
The old Ornithopter.
Okay, I guess I got to take 3 then.
Okay.
So I'll go to 15.
Okay, all right.
And play for Exing Crusader.
All right.
Pass the turn.
I will play Sigarda's Aid.
Yep.
I'll attack.
No blocks.
Got a hammer.
I will take 10.
Okay. And then I'll pass to you.
5.
Yep.
Go to 4.
Okay. You're going pretty fast. That's probably bad for me.
It's not good for you. Animate Ink Moth.
Okay.
Scale up. You can draw a card.
Okay.
Wait. Oh God, I screwed this up again.
God, you're bad.
God, I just can't do math today. Hold on. I was adding the 1, and scale up doesn't do that.
Yeah, it does not.
Oh God. Now I have to think. You're at 1 right now.
I'm at 1 poison. Yep.
So I animate, I do that, I do that, I do that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I'll go to 4.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this works fine.
I'm still dead?
Yeah. Animate Ink Moth. Fatal Push the Memnite.
Okay.
Scale up the Phyrexian Crusader, I guess. Attack for 7. Mutagen Growth.
Okay. Yeah, my whole hand needed Cigar Dizade, and then it was on, but yeah, wasn't quite. I needed it 1 turn sooner. So it was already still probably a hand I shouldn't have kept, but I got there and got lucky, but
yeah,
wasn't enough.
In my head, I was thinking of this as a +6, and that's just not what it is.
Yeah. Scale up is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It is weird, worded pretty weird. All right, final game. See who takes it down. I get to go first, though.
Oh, we did have a question. Elliot had a trivia question, speaking of the ban list.
Okay.
There's 2 cards on the Modern ban list that cost 1 and a red. What are they?
God, I don't know a single one. Do you? Is it a ritual? It's probably a ritual, right?
No, the rituals that are banned are Seething Song, cost 2 and a red, and Rite of Flame that cost red.
Yeah.
And Underworld Breach isn't banned in Modern, it's banned in Pioneer.
It's also banned in Legacy, right?
Yeah, in Legacy, but not Modern. Because people still play the Grinding Station Breach deck.
Yeah. God, I think we'll just be impressed if we can get 1 at this point.
2 cards on the Modern ban list that cost 1 and a red.
Huh.
I will say one of them is a card that people have wanted off the ban list for a while.
Okay. Can we get a type? A hint?
They're both spells.
Oh.
I believe they're both instants, I think.
Oh. Incinerate? Too good?
Yeah, they're both instants.
They're both instants. Wow.
I'm drawing a big blank.
Me too.
I figured one of these you'd
Dreadhorde no.
Forget about the other one, but
yeah, we give up.
Punishing Fire and Tybalt's Trickery.
Oh, stupid Tybalt's Trickery.
Stupid Punishing Fire. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Good one,
I
Elliot.
definitely thought you would get the Punishing Fire.
Yeah.
I should have got because I played against that in Extended, and I'm sure it transferred over. You know, Grove Punishing Fire was just not fun to play against.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
So annoying. All right, that was a good one. All right, I'll go first. Final game. See if your chances for Zamabas are alive. Why can I never get good hands? Just why? All right, I'll mulligan. I guess when my deck is heavily relying on Cigar Dizade, if I don't get that, my deck is just bad.
I mean, I guess I keep this hand.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
You know what card I'd like to draw?
Huh.
Force of Vigor.
Yeah, haven't drawn that one, huh?
I got 4 of them.
Okay.
That's the most they let you play. You can't play 5 of them.
All right, I'll keep. All right, I have a Cigar Dizade and an M Knight, and I'll pass to you.
I go to 17. Get an Overgrown Tomb, play Ignoble.
Okay.
You're up.
I'll attack.
No blocks.
All right, take 1. I got a Paladin, and then I'll pass to you.
So you got 2 in hand over there?
2 in hand. Both busted. You got the goods?
I'm going to 15 for a forest.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Give me some good draws. I need them.
Figure I can survive 1 hit from the hammer here on the Mem Knight.
Stop. Hammer time. Hammer.
Yep.
Draw a card. I'll equip it here. I'll attack.
No blocks.
Okay.
I go 4.
Ornithopter.
Yep.
I'll equip. I'll play a Saga, get a counter on it, and I'll pass to you.
Attack for 6.
It lives through it, doesn't it?
Yeah, first strike and infect.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
We're jumping for days.
All right, I'll block.
You're up.
All right, draw. Chapter 2. So it's still a lethal attacker, which is fun. Don't think I can do too much here. So I'll attack with these. Kind of plays around Fatal Push if I leave it back to maybe block. Also have that. All right, I'll attack with just these 2.
Yeah, I'll jump the lethal one and go to 2.
Okay. Now I'll play Esper Sentinel.
Yep.
I'll play a land. And now it's the question, do I want to re-equip? I'll lose the Ornithopter. But Mem Knight gets big. And it doesn't really matter. All right. I'll re-equip. Lose this and pass to you. Yeah, because I'd lose one anyways if I'm chump blocking, so that seems better. But it is a little bit more of a blowout to push. It's been a battle. It's been a lot closer than I thought. You know, we don't really interact that much, but you interact with just attacking and blocking.
Yeah.
Which blocking in Modern hasn't been a thing as much. You know, it's like I blocked and make sure Regavan doesn't connect. I'm not blocking because I want to block it, you know? If you're slow rolling me, we're even on slow rolls now, so we got to at least take a show or 2 off. Otherwise, the slow rolls are less impactful. They just turn into wasting people's time at that point.
It's my favorite pastime. tough turn.
Wait, didn't this die? Oh no, it only was dealt 4. Wait. Oh no, it was
6 power.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
6 toughness.
Gotcha. But like here, it would actually die.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was still 6 would be enough because you have an 11. I guess if you.
But you only have 5.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. I have a pump spell to keep it alive, but
yeah. So if I do that, force a block, then
this is close.
That. Phyrexian Crusader.
Okay.
Go.
All right, I'll take a pain to make a construct.
You're 19.
Yep. And I'll untap. A draw. Chapter 3. And I can either make another one. Yeah, I'll make another one. And go get my thing?
Yep.
So I can do Shadow Sphere here. And get Trample. That seems just as good, if not better than... Yeah, that seems way better. Okay, so I'll get Shadow Sphere. So comes into play. I think I want to put it here. Yeah, I'll put it here. Draw a card.
So we got 2, 4, 6. So this will be a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At 2. Don't think I can really attack with Paladin or Sentinel. I think I can only really get in with the large creatures. So I'm going to play this. And I'll attack with these 2. Hey, I haven't answered to your thing. I forgot about that. I can make your Blighted Agents lose hexproof. Nice.
I don't have hexproof.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's just unblockable.
Yeah.
I just don't have removal, so it seems like they have hexproof.
Yes, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, how can I win this game? Jesus. Awkwardly enough, I think I have to chump the Hammered Memnite with one of the Crusaders.
Okay.
I just need mana.
Ah, interesting.
Like all my avenues to win this game, I think, involve having mana.
This just in. Mana is good, Rob.
Casting spells is what you want to do in Magic. I don't believe it.
Oh, man.
So I think I block both.
Okay.
Vines with Kicker on this Crusader. You can draw a card.
Okay, so how big is this?
It'll be a 6/6 against a 7/7. So your thing won't live, but you can't move the Shadow Spear.
My thing won't live? What? You mean
Your
my
thing will live, I mean.
Will live, yeah. But no matter what, I can't get damage through.
Yeah. If you let damage go, it'll be like that. And then I'll lose a Crusader.
Yep, first strike damage is fine. Let's do that. And then, yeah, damage.
And you gain 1.
Nice.
You go back up to 20.
Back to 20. Okay, and now I could move Hammer, but it would die to play some defense. This is already quite large, so I don't think I need that, and I'll pass to you.
Attack.
It's 5 right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll block with a...
Oh, actually, I
6/6.
Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a 7/7.
It's a 6/6, right?
Oh yeah, this was a 7/7 because of the shadow.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I guess that is nice about that. So. We're playing another Crusader.
This looks familiar. Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. End step, I'll sack this.
Yep.
Okay. I'll untap. Draw. You were at 2, eh?
Yep.
Six. This would be 7. All right. I'll animate Ink Moth.
Sure.
Re-equip Shadow Sphere to this one. Yep, so it still lives.
Yep.
And I'll declare attacks with this stuff. Since now I know Force is not an option with only one card in hand, I think the coast is clear.
This is, you have 2, 4, you have 7.
7, yep. 1/1, and this is a large.
Yeah, I think I am very much dying. I don't know if, I guess I needed to attack, because this play obliterates me. It's the only block I can make that makes me live.
Yep.
Because that gets this, yeah, you have 7 art, 2, 4, 7 art, so this is an 8/8. So this has me taking 1 damage, but losing my entire board. And you lose nothing.
How about I poison you instead? So then this is a lethal threat. This is a lethal threat. This is probably lethal now as well.
I wasn't beating the hammer either way. So I guess I needed to scale up the Crusader in attack. And like scare it would only be 9, but I would have had a card in hand.
Yeah.
Like, don't play the land, just scale up attack. And I guess I would have 2 cards in hand. The Crusader, there's no way you're just gonna like not block 9 and die to any pump spell.
Yeah, I'm definitely blocking, but probably blocking with Ink Moth.
You have the option to jump with the Ink Moth.
I would have blocked with Ink Moth because I figured this was very tough to deal with already. My hand was bad outside of that, but just enough.
No,
that was actually a pretty cool match.
Yeah, I kept a hand that I wasn't thrilled with. It was 3 Hierarchs, a Crusader, 2 lands, and a scale up.
How many Hierarchs did you draw today so far?
And my first 3 draws were 4th Hierarch and 2 more Crusaders. So I just overloaded on cards I had too many of. I needed more flexible pump spells. The sorcery scale up was not good.
There's not too much like trample pump spells from you, right?
No, they traditionally to get through blockers other than Blighted Agent, like they've played Distortion Strike to give them blockable.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they've played Rancor.
That's right. Yeah,
as an aura to give trample, but this list does not play any of those.
Yeah.
It would be like the one ground spell could be like a Ranker or a Distortion Strike if you wanted it.
Well,
Apostle's Blessing also.
That's fair. Well, we were making jokes at the beginning of the show because we usually can map it out a little bit. Like, yeah, you're probably going to win the first 2 matches. Death Shadow one's probably going to be the toughest. So I said immediately, I'm going to 2-0 you in the first 2, and I'm going to get obliterated with Shadow. So that's what we're going to figure out what we're going to do. I'm going to be playing my Grixis Death Shadow list that I wrote an article about last week in preparation for the NRG series that is up on Premium. If you want to check that out, Premium lasts for like a long time and then it goes to Select, or is it?
I believe they are up for a week on Premium and then
up for a week
goes down.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, it'll be on Select in a little bit, but on Premium now if you want to check it out. I think it's a really good list as far as changes for what I expect. And I wasn't expecting this, but in hindsight, I made some changes that are going to help me out.
Yeah.
It's with the card Fatal Push. So that's going to be our third and final round. The marbles are finally coming over here. I'm glad you never drew that card.
4 of them, never drawn.
Never.
I drew a Fatal Push in one of the games, but that was the one I killed you quickly. And
but you knew what you did draw.
I guess I did use it.
Hierarchs. So we're going to take a short 5-minute break, y'all, and we'll be right back here with our final round here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say Grixis Death Shadow is a loser deck for loser people, Rob.
Grixis Death Shadow is a loser deck for loser people, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure
You
to
didn't
tag
make
it.
top 8, did you?
That's true. That's true. I was a 22nd place gamer. I wasn't even close.
So you can send his favorites over to us. We are wrapping up a Gauntlet show here with Sultai Infect, and so far, it's not been a good day for the heroes, for the Tom Rosses of the world.
Yep. Not great so far.
It's been rough.
Maybe if you were as good of a Magic player as the person who won this event, you would be picking up some more W's.
I have had too few Phyrexian Crusaders against Omnath and too many against Artifacts.
And you've had too many Hierarchs against everything. You've had just too many.
No such thing.
No such thing.
And now I am back against the wall trying to avoid the old brooming.
The old brooming, yeah.
In a matchup that historically has been tough because the Shadow deck has so much cheap disruption, has discard and good removal, and your build has 3 Fatal Pushes across the 75. So I'm going to have to put on my... I don't even know what cap I'm going to need, like the Get Incredibly Lucky cap.
You mean the Utah Jazz cap?
Yeah. Oh, good the guy put that one on.
There you go. There you go.
Hasn't worked so well so far, but I've been saving it. I've been saving it just for this round. This is, Corey might win the marbles, but losing with Grixis Death Shadow, it's going to make it seem like a loss.
I put on the helmet, though, so I guess my hair's not that long right now.
We're getting
but it goes into a helmet, that's for sure.
On Thursday's show, it'll be long enough.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm going to be playing Grixis Death Shadow. There was a couple of lists, 1 or 2 that top 8'd. I'm not 100%. I know it was 1 at least that made it to the top 8.
Actually,
but
lost to this deck in the quarterfinals.
Fair enough. But we just took my list from 22nd place. I wrote a deck primer as well as a sideboard guide that you can check out if you didn't hear me at the end of the last round.
Where can I check that out?
At StarCityGames.com. Under Premium. I know you're not the only one who writes articles around here. I have wrote 2, both on Grixis Death Shadow. So, it's only on the things I really know a lot about. We're not going to be writing any theory pieces anytime soon or anything like that.
My second article for Star City Games was also on something I know a lot about, and that was losing important matches of Magic.
Wow, that's what
in devastating fashion.
I'm glad your career hasn't changed.
The first word of the article is devastation.
All right.
I remember this even though it was coming out 7.5 years ago.
Okay, fair enough. I'm glad your devastation stick with you, I'm the same way, though. It's like, whenever I beat you on Versus, that's out of my head. But when I lose and get slow rolled, I'll think about that forever.
Good.
All right, so we're gonna be playing this last match here. I want to sweep, so we're gonna try to make it happen. I suppose you want to go first, huh?
Ooh, that'll be helpful.
Oh, probably. Look at these cards.
5 lands might scale up. Mulligan.
Yeah, I don't know if this hand is particularly good against this matchup, but it's an okay hand regardless, so I'll keep. All right, we got any Grixis Death Shadow like...
Pull these veils in real quick.
No. Got any Grixis Death Shadow like comments?
No, nothing about Grixis Death Shadow.
Then we're good.
But do you think that Massive Might be something that Infect could look to play Ross from Crimson Vow.
What does that card do?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Green +2/+2 gives trample.
1 green +2/+2 trample.
Seems worse than Rancor, although it is an instant. I think Rancor being, recursive and
why isn't that card played at
all? Seems better to me. I mean, there's not a ton of room. Like Might, you need the +4s, you need the protection spells, and the scale ups.
And adding all the hierarchs and stuff makes it a little tougher.
So there's one groundswell on this list. I could definitely see that being a Rancor, but I think Rancor is better than.
And Rancor comes back and stuff too, right?
When the creature dies, when the Rancor goes to the battlefield goes to the graveyard from the battlefield.
Yeah, so that seems better to have a one of them. That's a recurable kind of thing,
If they kill your creature in response to the Rancor, you lose the Rancor too. But if they kill it after the Rancor is attached to it, then the Rancor will go to the graveyard from the battlefield and you'll get it.
I mean, you'd lose the groundswell if you played it and it was on the stack too. So I think I would like 1 Rancor instead, but maybe a third Overgrown Tomb as well.
Yeah. Because groundswell is not particularly good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Needing to make a land drop that turn, like Infect plays some long games.
That's fair. All right.
Groundswell has always been the worst one.
I'm sensing a 5 here. I'm just giving a good sense. Was that right?
No.
Oh. You're just going to keep 7 is what it is, huh?
Sure. Offering?
I'm not.
As I've said, groundswell is the worst one.
Okay. Would have been a nice Rancor.
I will go to 17 for Overgrown Tomb and play Noble Hierarch.
All right. Wow, you always have 4 Hierarchs every game. Unreal. All right, I'll take 3, and I got a Ragavan. Pass to you. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ching, chang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Okay. We got 17 up.
Then pass to you.
Sounds about right.
Got him.
Go.
Okay. I'll play a land.
Lucky.
And here it comes. Oh, that's where I was supposed to get the Crusader. I guess that's still not bad.
You can have a Hierarch of your very own. I'm at 15.
Do I even want that?
And that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Black and red mana.
It does. It does help me out. But I think with you missing a land drop, I probably want to do something about
Corey
your
shows me his
creatures.
latest edition, the main deck Fire Ice.
Yes. I play Furies now as well.
Yeah.
I will start by taking some damage points.
I assume we're going to 14.
Yeah, probably going to 14.
Good.
Excellent. You're gonna burn me out.
Everything is proceeding exactly as I have foreseen. I'm missing land drops and getting crushed.
Excellent. Okay, I think I realized what I wanted to do. Maybe a little late, but I'm going to take 2.
14.
And I'm going to say go and stop you at your upkeep.
I'm going to ignore you and keep going.
Nope. I'm going to Culligan's Command 2 to this and have you discard. I want to do that because you were very likely to have some protection. Ooh.
I will pay 2 life, go to 13.
Okay.
I will discard this other pump spell.
Okay.
I will draw my card and cast a Phyrexian Crusader as fast as humanly possible.
Yep, that's fair.
Pass the turn.
All right. I tried to delay it, but I couldn't. I couldn't do enough.
Block. Block.
Would you block?
I'll block.
Okay, let's see if I can find that one of Fatal Push. How tilted would you be?
Classic turn 3 iteration.
It's not it. All right. So probably just want these 2. I'm gonna bottom this one. I'm gonna cast both of these anyway. Well, I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna bobble you.
Is it Phyrexian Crusader?
Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right. I'll
go to 11.
Yep, go to 11. Get a Blood Crypt. And then I will Thoughtseize you. Okay. Well, scale up kills me.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't kill me, does it?
6/8. If this is a pump spell, it does.
Well, it doesn't kill me.
Okay. Corey does know the top of my deck, so from the Michael Bublé.
All right, I'll take the Crusader, and I will pass and draw a bubble. So I'm at 9.
Best possible.
Best possible.
You're at 9, eh?
Yep. But 0 poison. My hand is not great, though. I'll tell you that.
Just trying to think if I want to scale up now. Guess it plays around discard.
I don't play much of that. I only have 9 more of those in my deck, so.
Scale up and get you for 8.
Okay. I'm at 8. Done?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I'll attack.
I am going to block.
Okay.
I don't want you to get a blocker.
Okay.
And I don't think my...
I'll play a blocker. And then I want to take 3 here, get this up to, large enough. And then I'll put Lurrus into my hand.
I will go to 12.
Okay.
And
I'll go to 6.
Yeah.
I got this.
Death Shadow was the thing that not playing the scale up would have been good against.
Yep. That's very true. But with buying Lurrus, I get to just play it again and chump block, so it's not that big of a deal, you know?
Yep.
I'll let you know the rest of my hand, though, is below average for this deck, which is still way above average in most games. How many Fatal Pushes you got in the main?
Enough.
0, you mean, huh? All right, anything but Rancor.
That would not be particularly good.
Yeah.
Actually, Rancor would be awkward because you have a 7.
Yep.
So I had to get it down to 2, and then the Crusader would die.
Excellent. Well, it's a 3/3, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
also not in your deck, so I guess we don't have to worry about that.
But as a 3, it does not do a whole lot.
Okay.
This will probably die, but I will cast it.
Okay.
Lighted Agent, pass the turn.
Oh my god, that's lethal next turn?
Yeah.
Ugh.
If you don't have any removal. And 4th Thoughtseize. Got 5 in hand over there.
6.
1 Lurrus, 3 Thoughtseizes, and 2 Inquisitions.
Much worse.
Wow. So we are Lurrus bobbling?
Yep. Wow. Unreal. Lurrus. Bobble. Oh, I'll be bobbling myself.
Oh, yeah. Just fetch. Okay.
Bobble myself.
Get 2 looks at it.
It's not a good magic card. I only have 1-drops for removal, so I can safely just, fetch down to 5. Let's get a Steam Vents tapped. It was a Croxa, so, something that would have been good if you kept that.
Wasn't happening.
Yeah, if there wasn't this. All right, I will say go. Draw off Bobble.
You want to do something? Somebody drew a Drown in the Lock.
Yes. Well, I should have left this open. But I didn't, because I'm stupid. Unless you want to let me take 2.
Nope. No, I do not.
Judge, take 2's backsies.
Attack. Exalted Trigger.
All right. I'll give it to you. Since you haven't been doing well. But yeah, of course. I had 4 drowns. I just shut down my... Oh, my God. All right. That was stupid. That was super stupid.
Get punished. Well,
I mean, we called how this match was going to go, right? So.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. All right. Good play on my part, chat. Good play on my part.
We are going to take a break. Let Corey recoup from that devastating punt. Because there was no way he was losing that game if he had that land untapped.
I know.
What did you draw? A Groundswell.
Oh, I couldn't beat Groundswell.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat Groundswell.
You were at 5, so you had an 8-8.
And drawing a second drown with bobbles going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I probably shouldn't have lost that one, but I did. We're going to head to the sideboard and see if I can punt any more games here to not sweep Ross. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to Versus Live, where we're sideboarding between Grixis Death Shadow and Sultai Infect. From my end, I'm going to take out 2 DRCs. Like, I don't really want to be forced to attack kind of thing. Helps me find my removals, but I think this is the worst of my threats. Regavan can be bricked by your Crusaders, but when it connects, like, on the play... It's just going to be insane. So,
yeah.
Inquisition, I'm going to take out one of those. Thought Seizes actually deal me damage, so I think they're better. Taking out all but 1 Croxa, not really what the game's about. And then Kolaghan's Command is just too slow. A little better on the play, but still not worth it. EE should be pretty good at cleaning up your 9 hierarchs you draw a game. Collective Brutality and Fatal Push kill Crusader. And then Dress Down just takes away the word Infect, you know? So I think that's good. I do got to keep in mind, Dress Down does not interact that great with Ink Moth because it gains that ability. So
yes.
Dress Down's in play, you know, you can still poison me. Like, I think it only gains Infect. I think it has flying. So I think it's just a 1/1 Infector.
No, all the creature lands, like, they gain the
flying and that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I have to be wary about that a little bit. But, you know, still, Ink Moth is not what I'm most afraid about from you.
Yeah, on my side, Veil of Summer is the real all-star here. Hopefully I draw them, unlike the Force of Vigors against Hammer.
Yeah.
I'm also going to bring in a couple pushes. Death Shadow's pretty scary because it locks down my my Phyrexian Crusaders.
Yeah.
Also, Luris is, you know, that recurring chump blocker is really important. So a couple removal spells here just to be able to interact a little bit. As I've been saying the entire show, Groundswell is the worst pump spell, so that was the first card I cut. Then I want to leave in all my threats, so I knew I was going to cut some other pump spell. And with Unholy Heat sometimes only dealing 2, I wanted to leave in the Mutagenic Growths to be able to stop those early.
Yeah, those are always brutal.
And I decided just the Sorcery was the worst one because it forces me to commit first.
Yeah.
Might of Old Curse is often a Sorcery.
But not always.
But yeah, can be an instant in certain situations. And while Scale Up sometimes is a +5 if I'm targeting Glistener, Elf, Blighted Agent, or Ink Moth, you know, that's not that much different than +4. I'm sure I'll get punished. But I've decided that the versatility of being an instant is worth more than the occasional additional point.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like it. Well, Chad, I'm going to try to not completely punt and realize my outs. The fact that
could you not try to do that?
The fact that I was going to draw double drown was just like the deck just being like, ha ha ha, you stupid.
I'm surprised on this day that there wasn't just all 4 of them stacked on top.
There could have been. I only looked at the top 2, so. All right, Rob, you got any questions while we shuffle up our second game?
No, but someone in chat said, in before Corey dresses down, then dies to just normal damage.
Yeah. I only know that because I've done it, and I did die. So
it's like, okay, you're 10 Infect. You're like, yes, got you with the dress down. Corey, you're at 7.
I also Alpine Moon Blink Moth one time and died to Hammer that way as well. That was fun.
That's an oopsie.
Yeah, that was an oopsie. It was pretty fun though.
That's a Borregos moment.
Wah, wah. Okay, I'm gonna go first, and I want to draw Regavan. This hand does not contain Regavan.
Good.
And it's pretty awkward.
Good.
But I still might keep it. It's a bit of a loose goose, but I'm here for it. I'm in.
Speaking of loose gooses.
What do we think of this hand, chat? We loving it or absolutely in love with it?
I'll keep.
Okay.
It is a loose goose, but I really don't like mulliganing in this matchup.
Good.
So this is the matchup for loose goosey hands.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna take 3.
Shocker.
Ross has to know what's coming right now, right?
Oh yeah. Bobble you. Oh, excellent. Thoughtseize you. Okay.
Is it a third blighted agent?
No, but yeah, this is pretty bad.
Check out my loose goose.
I surprisingly am going to take a blighting agent. Or a blighted agent. And I'll take 2. And then I will bobble. So I'll go to 15. I'll draw. I'll say go, draw.
I'll draw.
Okay.
Okay, well, you know about this. So
Yep.
There's no point hiding the info, so I'll play Pendelhaven Ignoble.
Okay, I will bobble you. See what you got. Okay, classic. Draw 2. 1. A 2. Oh my god. Well, we didn't get there. We did not get there.
Follow-up question. Am I getting there?
I already forgot. Okay, so now let's Thoughtseize you.
Double Thoughtseize is taking 1 of each would be kind of weird.
It would be, but things have changed. Things have changed a bit. Let me look at that again. Okay. I am gonna take Fatal Push.
Okay, you're 13.
Yep. And then I'm gonna play a bobble. And I'll pass to you.
Oh, I'm gonna play this tapped.
Okay.
Playing Ignoble.
Would you like to attack?
I don't think so.
Yeah, whenever a Death Shadow player is at 13, it's like, probably not.
Yeah, I'll just pass.
All right, I'll bobble you. Okay, that's annoying. I'll draw 2.
Is it Phyrexian Crusader?
No. But it is annoying. Okay. Now, I'm going to take 2, go to 11.
Okay.
I am going to...
Thoughtseize my Fatal Push. E on 1.
Thoughtseize your Fatal Push.
Okay. You go to 9.
Yep. And then I will play the Shadow of Death. And I'll pass to you.
That's annoying. Guess I should have attacked.
But it seemed like it was correct.
Yeah.
I know that card too, so you can
Yeah.
reveal that one. I know everything. I know everything.
That's a 4/4.
Yes.
Attack for 2.
I have to block, don't I?
Nope. I have 8. 4, 2, 2 is 8. That's why I should have attacked. I was lamenting.
Okay, no blocks.
Yeah, just 2.
Okay.
You go to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the turn.
I'll play this land. I will Inquisition you.
Ugh. Resolves.
I'll take Vines.
Yep.
And I'll attack.
No blocks.
What is this now?
a
6.
6.
Hmm.
And what Corey's thinking about here is whether or not he wants to put me in the Abyss next turn. And he needs to get me to 12 to potentially do that, because that's how big Death Shadow can get. Yeah. I guess with a dress down, it could get to 13.
That's fair. And you're at what?
I'm at 20. So you need to fetch. You could fetch a tapped land and put me to 13, and then have me dead with a dress down next turn.
Yeah, but you could potentially kill me.
Yeah, one more point, and then a 4-point pump spell could kill you if you don't have removal. So it is this is it's an important point.
0
in both directions.
Really is. All right, I am going to. So no blocks were declared.
Correct. Gonna bolt yourself.
I don't play bolt. I will unholy heat this without delirium.
Without delirium.
Yep.
You have
artifact sorcery land.
So the awkward thing is that there's no instant. So if I go to pump in response with mutagenic growth, and Corey has another 1-mana removal spell, he can get both my creatures. He can go kill the other ignoble in response. Now I have delirium. I deal 6, and I literally just lose everything.
Yeah.
But can I win with just an ignoble and a pump spell? Especially if you have a 1-mana removal spell. Like
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be so hard. That's the question. So
yep.
Let this resolve. You're at 7. I can attack you to I need 5 attacks basically, which is just never going to happen. I guess I just kind of need another pump spell, but I definitely can't beat a removal spell in that situation. Phyrexian Crusader is not great still, because your shadow's really big. I don't really have the pump spells to make an infect creature great. Blight Agent is more of a chump blocker at this point if I draw a blue source. Yeah, I just don't think I can beat another removal spell. I'll pump in response, tap itself.
Okay. It survives, and then I'll fetch Tarn.
So you're going to 6.
Yep. Your go.
And I'm going to 13?
Yep.
And you're tapped out?
Tapped out.
Attack you for 2 Vines with Kicker?
No! That's the only thing I couldn't beat as a +4. I had dress down. No! No. Well, GG. GG. Want to play a quick pity game?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I put on my luck cap.
we legitimately called this at the beginning of the show, and we were completely joking. I was looking through the first deck, and I was like, I can't touch Crusader at all. You know, like EE out of the board. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get obliterated here. Hammer's probably gonna be close, but I'm probably gonna lose there. And then we were just both like, and then you're gonna get eviscerated in the third round, and completely opposite. Just shows that we don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, Magic is hard, even at the highest level of competitive play.
That's true. That's true. Completely top level. All right, you got any questions over there, Rob?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, we'll play one more game. You already locked up, not getting swept at least. Get those beautiful marbles over here, but...
You can get them.
No!
You know where they are.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
No, all right. They're not yours until the end of the show.
Oh my god, yeah, that's fair. Enjoy your last game with them. Well...
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna keep another loose goose, believe it or not.
God. I really don't like mulliganing in this matchup. And you have a bunch of discard anyway. Like, just the idea of mulliganing to an infect creature doesn't even seem great. Like, you just Thoughtseize it away.
Yep.
I'm going to keep.
All right, 17. Pass to you.
Overgrown Tomb, Ignoble.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, so I'm at 17. You're at 17 as well, I imagine?
Yep.
All right, all right. I will fatal push that.
That's not okay.
Nice mutagenic growth. You had a mutagenic growth, didn't you?
Not anymore.
All right, I'll attack. What you got for me? Ooh.
You already infected me once today.
All right, I will Inquisition you. Okay, so you only have one creature? And you had the mutagenic growth? Well, I think I will take your creature, and I'll pass to you.
I will go to 14 for a breeding pool and play Noble Hierarch.
Okay.
Pass the turn. I guess going to 12 because I took an attack.
Okay. Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. Now I got you covered.
Yeah, you really do, actually.
Nice Ragavan.
Oh, boy. Well, at least I drew land.
Tilt.
Yeah. Your go.
So we got 12 to 17.
Yep.
I will play a fetch land and pass the turn.
End step.
Going to 14?
Yeah. I think I want that. Yeah. Actually, let's get Water Grave. The Grave of the watery varieties.
I could just draw any creature in my deck.
Yeah. I will drown in the lock that.
It's not good. Yeah, no lines.
Okay. Untap. Draw. I will drown in the lock that.
Okay, I'll fail.
Oh!
I don't have to.
Okay, good.
It'd be a nice slow roll.
That would be a slow roll.
Okay, I'm going to fetch in response to the Ragavan trigger for 2 reasons.
Okay.
1, I really don't want Corey to hit my last Overgrown Tomb.
Yes.
2, I want to cheat and put a bad card on top.
Oh, okay. I'll be
so 11, I'm going to go to 9. 2 from combat, 1 from the fetch.
Yeah.
What do you
14?
It's not going good, chat. So if I rip Phyrexian Crusader, you're down a push and 2 drowns.
Oh, I'm dead. I'll tell you that right now. You win.
And here's my Infect creature.
Ooh, I could push my own creature. All right, past you. Brick one more turn, please.
Phyrexian Crusader.
Oh my god.
You're up.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I'm just dead. I have to bobble.
Me?
Oh, I might just bobble myself to know if I can just concede on the spot. God, you're so lucky.
I think I found the clip of the day, Corey.
I'll bobble myself. All right.
Phyrexian Crusader.
Go, draw.
I will go to 7 and mutagenic growth the Crusader.
Resolves.
Attack for 4.
No blocks will be declared.
4 damage, become immense.
I'm dead. Absurd. And I Ragavanned you into it. I mean, if you were going to draw Fatal Put, yeah, that wouldn't have been a big deal, but... Yeah. All right, I see how it is.
Just draw Phyrexian Crusader.
Somehow we knew it was going to end this way.
I know. I knew it deep down. I knew it deep down.
Look into your heart. You know it to be true. It's the only way it could have gone.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, at least I still got the marbles. You've had them for a while. You've had them for too long. So what's your big takeaway from this deck? Do you think it's real? Do you think, you had some bad variants? Like, what's your final verdict? Because I still don't know how to evaluate it after today.
Well, I think I know how to evaluate it. Phyrexian Crusader is bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yes.
And the rest of the deck is like moldy bananas.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of the deck should still be put into a freezer, maintaining those bananas textures, and then the Crusaders are the only thing that aren't moldy.
Honestly, I want to try to build around Phyrexian Crusader in a different shell. I want to play 8 Hierarchs, Phyrexian Crusader, and Collected Company, and other good creatures.
Okay.
Like, Phyrexian Crusader can win by itself, especially with all the Exalted.
You gotta have ways to pump it, though, don't you?
Yeah, play some Vines to protect it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But play other creatures and be a half and half deck. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're just ratting Phyrexian Crusader anyway. So play Collected Company. Find them.
That's fair. That could be good.
Why are we messing around with Blighted Agent?
All right, I want you to build this tonight, and if it's good, we'll put it on the show Thursday.
Yeah. Let's just...
You got homework.
Let's just see what else we can do. Because, every match, it felt like, outside of the non-interactive match against Hammer, when Blighted Agent was really important.
What's the creature type on Blighted Agent?
Human something. It's a human.
No, it's Phyrexian.
I was going to say, if it's a human...
Blighted Agent's a human rogue.
Oh, no, the other one.
Phyrexian's a zombie knight. It's a zombie.
They also all got errated to Phyrexian as a creature type now as well.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
But if it's a zombie, maybe we can do a zombie thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Thursday's show should just be me building weird brews with a Phyrexian Crusader.
We'll give you one round. We'll give you one round with your shenanigans. We can't completely let you unhinged.
I mean, I could build
Just let Ross cook. Come on.
All right, cook away, bud.
I could build a mono black zombie deck somehow that pumps it with tribal stuff. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
I could build just like a Golgari mid-range deck that just companies into Crusader as often as it possibly can.
And I'm just going to play 3 decks with 4 push in the main deck and go from there.
All the rest of the deck just wasn't good.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Like, the pump spells, it's hard to say they were bad because they were, in combination, would kill me. But they were just not good if you didn't have that card. Yeah. So...
And I didn't need a ton to win once I had Phyrexian Crusader, so... Let's just build it put better cards around it.
Yeah.
Because the card is bananas.
Make it John Dad Ragavan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Phyrexian Crusader. What are you going to do? The game's over.
That was pretty insane. So, all right. Well, any last thoughts before we thank some subs and sponsors?
Phyrexian Crusader is bananas.
Okay.
BANANAS.
You heard it here. Rob, let's thank some subs. We're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to head out.
No new sponsors. No
new sponsors? Well, that's
okay,
also
then
true.
we're done, I guess.
Yeah.
No new subscribers today, but thank you to all of our subs who are still currently subscribed.
And if you'd like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators like Corey Baumeister.
Yeah. Can finally say that.
It will also get you 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium. Sign up today.
And if you love all the shirts that we wear, you could own them by going to coalesceapparel.shop, and you can use the gift code SCG to get yourself 10% off some of the sweet shirts we're wearing. This one's actually not a Tron shirt. It's turn 1, Hierarch, turn 2, Phyrexian Crusader, turn 3, give it +7.
Yeah.
Game.
And then the Exalted gets them.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 7.
Perfect. Next order of business is selling your cards, because Star City Games is always buying, and the process has never been easier because there's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards into SCG and let them do the work for you. You can make an appointment and come into the store to do your business in person. And if your collection is big enough, you can make an appointment and have Star City Games come to you. So pick whichever is best for your situation, and do keep in mind that when trading your cards in for store credit, you will get a 30% bonus.
Do you like foils? You a foil guy when you play your matches in tournaments?
No.
Neither am I. But if you are a foil person, our sale this week is for you. We can get 15% off all foil singles. All right, is it select foils or is it just all of them? all foil singles. So whatever card you have in mind, me and Ross probably sold plenty of foils to SCG to get the non-foil versions.
Stocked them up.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to get stocked up on some sweet ones, and man, I had some sweet foils in my deck. Those Ice Fang Quaddles, when they're foil, are one of the most gorgeous things ever.
Have a nice old border foil scale up. I do like the old border.
Yeah, even these foil drowns, you can get these right out of my deck. You can just take these home,
Cordial
get these
just mailed to you.
Yeah.
Just type in the chat with your address. That's a normal thing that somebody should do. Don't do that, please.
But if you want to pick up some foils,
and your credit card info, you got to type that in.
No, you private message that to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Social Security, mother's maiden name.
If you want to pick up some foil singles.
Your third grade teacher's name.
Go to starcitygames.com/sale. Now remember, this sale does end Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So get your foil buying in throughout the week. Any other smart things you wanted to add there?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, thank God. All right, so for
actually, wait, can we get Twitter to bully Ross to replace his phone?
Yes. Yeah. When I'm trying to plan and do the show for Versus, he'll like never see it unless he's actually on his computer, which is also broken. So when I try to Facebook message him, so go at Ross Hundreds and tell him to update his technology right now, please.
It's all of you.
Old. It's all so bad. So for Rob, that's Ross Merriam. I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you later.